Welcome to the channel, everybody, and today I'm going to be doing an episode that I've been wanting to do since the day I started this channel, and that's pizza. As many of you know, I'm kind of a pizza snob after living in Italy for 8 years and having pizza basically all over the world. I'm a pretty good judge of good pizza, and I'm very, very finicky. Trust me, my wife will tell you, I get a bad one. I'm not a happy guy. So I'm going to be doing it on my Kamado. I bought this specifically so that I could do pizza. Now, I've been looking at pizza ovens for a long time. I'm still going to pull the trigger one day, but just hasn't happened yet because I'm still snooping around. And it takes me a while to really settle on something. But when I got rid of my old grill set, I went ahead and I bought a Kamado here, specifically so that I could use it to make pizzas in until my pizza oven gets here. So hey, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how, all the way from the dough to the finished product. So hey, stick around. Welcome back. Well, you've seen by the intro what we're going to be doing today in pizza, and this can be pretty involved, so be patient here because there's quite a few steps. Now, I'm not going to say this is an easy thing to make. Now, most of my videos are pretty easy videos, but this, if you're making your own dough, it's a little bit up there in the difficulty zone. I'll be making this a little bit easier on myself because I'm going to be making a no-knead dough. So let's do the dough first. Water. I have 8 ounces of water. I'm going to go ahead and put water in my bowl. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt here. Sprinkle that in. Give this a turn. Kind of get that salt dissolved there. And since I'm doing a no-knead dough, I'm going to let this set overnight and do its thing. I have one already made. I'll be pulling that one out. Obviously, we're not going to wait till tomorrow to do this. Now, I'm going to go in with a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. Sprinkle that in. Get it all incorporated. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of olive oil. Yeah, it's about a tablespoon. Incorporate that as much as you can. Alright, for the flour, I have type 00 flour from Italy here. I think it's a must. I mean, if you're going to use GP, use GP. It'll work. I think you get better results with a good type 00 flour. So, I'm just going to go ahead, get this in here. And if you've seen my other no-knead doughs, you know we're just going to make this shaggy. Get it incorporated. Throw some plastic wrap on top of it and throw it on a shelf. So there we go. Just mix that around. Like I said, just get all that flour incorporated in there. Looking pretty good. I don't even have to really scrape this bowl. Alright, there you have it. That was pretty easy, I gotta admit. Maybe this is not so hard. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, put some plastic wrap on this, put it on the counter, let that sit overnight. I'll probably use it for something else tomorrow or the next day, or I might make pizza 3 days from now. You can just put that in the fridge and let it set for 3 days, let it ferment in the fridge. Be a really good dough. Alright, let's talk about the grill. The reason why I bought this grill is so that the dome shape of it, and there's a diffuser in here which I'll post a picture of. The diffuser is positioned right over the coals. That diffuser takes all that hot air, pushes it up and circulates it almost like a convection here. I've got both of my vents wide open. I'm trying to heat this up as high as I can get it. And I got a little work to do here. You got to make sure that your stones are thoroughly preheated, ready to go. If you go to put pizza on a not so warm stone, you're going to have some poor results, especially on the crust. So I'm letting this heat up. It's probably going to take about an hour. Then we'll come back, we'll get the sauce made, and we'll finish up on my dough, and we'll be making some pizza, so stick around. So let's focus ourselves on some sauce right now. I do a very simple raw sauce. I start out with some good Italian plum tomatoes. In this case, it's San Marzano style. Props to this company who's not saying they're San Marzano tomatoes, because there's just not enough San Marzano tomatoes grown in the area where it's grown to provide the entire world all these so-called San Marzano tomatoes. So yes, San Marzano style. What makes San Marzano, I think, better than most, they get a nice little sweetness to them. They're not as acidic, and it's just so much better, especially if you're making a Napolitano pizza. Alright, so I've got some whole tomatoes in here. Actually, they're crushed. I was going to crush these. It didn't even, oh, it said crush on it. Silly me. I thought I got whole. I wasn't paying attention. Then I'm going to go ahead and just tear up some basil. Throw some basil in here. I like basil in my pizza sauce. I'm going to put more basil on my pizza. So we're just going to tear this up. A little drizzle of olive oil in here. Give it a nice mix. And that's it. Very simple pizza sauce here. Gonna be full of flavor though, I can guarantee it. There you go. Alright, sauce is down. Ready to go. Oven's still heating up over here. My grill actually still heating up, so we're a little ways away. Next up will be getting the dough out and forming up the dough balls. Well, we be back, and as you can see, my dough's looking really good. All these bubbles in, I don't know if you can see it, but it's really done its job overnight. And actually this one's a little bit more hydrated than the one I just mixed up. I was kind of messing around with the hydration last night, and I figured I'd go a little bit more hydrated because I'm just being me and wanting to mess around with some things. So a little bit more hydration than the dough that I just made for you. All right. We're looking pretty good. We're not as high as I want it to be. We're at 500. I'm really trying to get to 6 or 7. I don't know if I'm going to get any higher than that, but if we do, then I got to cook it a little bit longer. So anyways, let's get into getting this dough worked up here. So I'm going to put some flour down because this is so hydrated. It's going to need some more flour. None to worry though. So I'm going to put some more flour on my board here. Work this out. Then I'm just going to let gravity do its thing here. And there we go. Come on. Got a lot of nice gluten built up in there. Look at those strands. Oh my goodness. So that's looking good. Whew, that smells good too. So, like I said, it's a little bit more hydrated than I was hoping. Actually, I was hoping for this. So all I'm going to do though is take this and work it a little bit. Then I'm going to let it rest. Actually, this is enough to make 2 personal size, Neapolitan size pizzas. I'm just working it a little bit, folding it in, smoothing it out. Then I'm going to cut it in half and then form those 2 pieces into balls, and we're looking pretty good here. If it starts to get a little sticky on your hands, just throw a little more flour out. Put some flour on your hands. Almost there, almost where I want to be. Try to get this into a decent size shape where I can get this cut exactly in half. I want them to be even. That's close enough. Now what I'm going to do is take these 2 that I just divided and work them into some balls. And then we'll let them rest for about 15 minutes Here we go. There's one. There we go. 2 nice dough balls. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cover these, let them rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then we'll come back and we'll start baking some pizzas. All right, let's make some pizza. I got my sauce going right there. Now I've got my dough. What I'm going to do is actually get some flour on both sides of it. I'm going to push this out from the center, pushing out. I'm going to push all the air to the edge of this dough. Very important. Some more flour on here. Flip it over. Just keep pushing it out. This is a very delicate dough because of the hydration. I'm not going to have to flip this up in the air and all that sort of stuff. All I'm going to do is take it, pull it a little bit. Oop, we got a little tear there. Not to worry. Like I said, this is a delicate dough. Crisis averted. Just kind of patch it up a little bit. Just kind of get these edges out a little bit. Alright, it's not looking too bad. Now, I'm going to get my peel over here because I'm actually going to go ahead and set this up on my peel. Actually, first I'm going to put a little bit of corn flour on here so it doesn't stick. Pull this out a little bit. Alright, it's going to look a lot better once it comes out. Alrighty, going with some sauce. I don't put a lot of sauce. I don't want this all soupy. Just go in there, spread it around, get it out towards the edges. It's about as saucy as I want to get. My temperature is doing really well now. We're almost up to 600, which is good. I want a really high heat. Okay, now for the cheese. But actually, before the cheese, I'm going to go and take some more basil because I'm making a margarita. This is my favorite, is the margarita. Basically, just a cheese pizza. I'm going to go ahead and take my basil, fresh basil, and get a little bit of green on here. Then I'm going to take my mozzarella. Now, I bought some nice fresh mozzarella pearls. The reason why I did that was so I don't have to cut it up. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take the pearls and kind of just mash them with my fingers. Spread them out a little bit. Don't put a lot of cheese on here either. Don't want to overpower this pizza with either too much cheese or too much sauce. Keep it very basic. That's what I like. Keep it simple. Now the next pizza I'm going to make, the fam's going to have a few more things on it, but this is my favorite. This is my go-to pizza margarita. This is what I was enjoying when I was living in Naples. One more right about there, and right there. All right, one last thing to do. Going with a little bit of olive oil. Voila! Aha, we're at 600. Very good. So I'm hoping a little bit higher, but that's still going to be good. Get this open. Okay, the pizza sliding nice. Get that on there. Get it closed. It's going to take about 3 to 4 minutes. So we'll come right back. Well, it's been 2 minutes. Let's give this a check. Oh, it's looking good. Bottom's not overcooked. I've got about another minute to go. Well, I think it's just about that time. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Such a beautiful thing. A little rough over there where it got a little thin. Other than that, it's looking pretty darn good. Get this off there. Nice and crispy. Let's see what the undercarriage looks pretty good. See if I can get that. Look at that, huh? All right, it's hot. So, got this cool little pizza cutter that my son gave me for Father's Day. I'm gonna give it a try for the first time. You can't go wrong. He's even got the lines in the board. So, let's see if we can cut a piece off here. Crust puffed up nicely over here. Over here where it went thin, not so good. But nice and airy in there. Just what I wanted. So let's not burn my face on this. This is pizza that I like, Napolitano style, and it's good, darn good. The flavor of that dough, because it did its own thing for almost 24 hours. It is so good. The sauce is perfect. The nice basil in there, not overpowering. I mean, this is winner pizza dinner. So hey, it was actually a little bit easier than I thought. You know, when you think about it, the no knead dough, then messing with the dough after. The sauce is very basic, all basic ingredients. You could do it. You got one of these, or if you got a pizza oven. And so this episode shout out is to all you Navy cooks that are trying to make pizza out there. Remember pizza night? Oh God, pizza night on a carrier. Oh Lord, let me tell you, that's a challenge. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly share. So until next time, thanks, and we'll see you.